Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is mid-month for the month of March Tarot Oracle reading. And Gemini, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Gemini, we still all have a little bit of Gemini in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Gemini in, that's where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. So just be aware, this is a general or collective reading. Take what works for you, leave what doesn't. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning that this is the perfect time if you're watching it now. Having said that, if it has been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That may give you further clarity as to your situation now. So we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. And we do have, we have the Seven of Wands, which represents conviction beyond a doubt. You know what you know, and you will stand up for yourself, and you will fight for it. Whatever you have to do, you will do. And so this is talking about someone who is straddled between two worlds. This is a boot on one foot and a shoe on the other. It could represent someone who just was in a hurry because they had to run out of the house and protect themselves. Or it could represent actually straddling two different worlds and moving from one into the other. You know what you know. You have no doubt that you know what you know. So you have conviction beyond a doubt that this is the path that you're going to take. This is the wands. They represent the element of fire, and they represent taking action. Okay, the underlying energy now for the internal forces is the Hangman. So the Hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge because he wants to get a better perspective before he takes action regarding a project or, taking action to do something. The Hangman, he's upside down because he wants to see things from a totally different perspective. And then when he has the energy or the information that he needs, his head lights up and the aura gets really bright. And that's when we know, okay, he's ready to move forward and take action. We have the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups is a card about reconciliation. If you have reconciliation, it would imply that you need forgiveness. So it's also a card of forgiveness. Forgiveness paves the way to reconciliation. Having said that, you could forgive someone and not have to reconcile with them. Forgiveness is for yourself, basically, so that you can let go of the energy of whatever has happened and let the person who has created the energy to deal with it instead. But this reconciliation, if that's, it's not uncommon that this card is coming up right now because at this time, Mercury, which is all about communication, is in retrograde. And so it went into retrograde on February 26th, and it will be retrograde until about the 20th of March. Now, when Mercury goes into retrograde, this Mercury is the planet of communication. And so this communication sometimes goes a little awry during a time when Mercury appears to be going backwards from the view of the Earth. And this can also create problems. Hi there, Stella. My cat Stella has just joined us. Her job is to sit on my lap and purr. A cat's purr raises the vibration. She's already got happy feet, so we're off. That's a good girl. All right, so as I was saying, about the retrograde, sometimes it can bring up people and events and unfinished business from the past. So it's not uncommon to see a card like this coming in when Mercury is in retrograde. Now, whether or not you entertain someone from the past is up to you. We'll look into it a bit more as we go and see what's going on. So this card, the reconciliation card, is kind of a weird card. It's got a lot of illusions in it. When you first look at this card, you think, oh, there's two children playing out in the yard and there's someone watching over them and they're playing with these potted plants. But then you look again and you realize that's not true. This is a gnome and a little woman. And this little woman, she, you know, if you look at her, she's young from the front, but in the back, she's an old hag. And so it's like, well, which one is she? This card represents your ability to say yes or no. Are you still a people pleaser? Do you say, yes, of course I'll take your flowers? The old hag is saying, we're not taking those flowers. That's those are someone else's flowers. Like, they don't even belong to you. You can't give them away. And then she's got a white glove on, and she's not gonna. She doesn't want to get her hands dirty, basically. And so this is, you know, the younger woman in the meantime is trying to be nice about it, and she hasn't learned yet just to say no and walk away. And the thing about that is these cards these flowers in tarot, white flowers, represent innocence. But these are not innocent flowers, because these flowers are from the nightshade family. They're Datra. And Datra is highly toxic. It would make children and pets very, very ill. And so you wouldn't let children play with this plant. It would, you know, they could become very sick. And sometimes Datra is used by shamans in ceremony to produce visions when they're doing their ceremonies, but the shamans know how much to use without, you know, and it's for adults, not for children. So this is coming, this person in the background also, when you look again, hey, they're not watching over these kids. This is someone walking away down the path. So the whole card at, you know, first glance isn't what it seems to be. And that's kind of what the past sometimes can be for us. This card can represent someone that you haven't seen since your childhood. You know, like that coming into the from the past. It could represent an energy of maybe you're going home for a reunion or a high school reunion or that kind of energy. This is talking about sometimes someone from the past coming back and wanting a second chance with you. So, you know, when people show you the first time who they are, you are quite smart to believe them. It depends, I guess, on the situation. So we'll see. We have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is, you know, studying this cup here. The pages, they are, they used to work for the king and the queen, and they would start at between 7 to 14 years of age, and they would be from the existing families around, the higher society families, and they would start learning how to, you know, to work in the court. And, you know, their main job was to deliver messages within the palace. And they, you know, if they became really efficient and they were well suited for the job, and they were still there when they were 21, if they could afford to buy a horse, they might even be considered for knighthood. And then, of course, they would go far and wide delivering messages and also protecting the kingdom. So the Page of Cups is representing some sort of communication coming in. And this communication in the old days, of course, would be by person. But it could be by person, but the communication coming in could also be a phone call, a text message, you know, an email, something you know, a message from social media. You could even see an event posted on social media and go to the event and run into someone and they have the perfect information for you. Or in the case of the Page of Cups, this quite often can represent someone who is offering, you know, to go on a date. This Page of Cups, he understands that there's plenty of fish in the sea, but he's very focused on this one particular fish. So it could be saying that there's someone that wants to ask you out for a date, or you want to ask someone else on a date. And this energy can it can also mean there's something excuse me. Sorry, Stella, I didn't mean. She's looking at me like, why did you wake me up? She was in a trance because she's doing the happy feet dance that cats do. I was looking that up, and actually when cats get into that, you know, where they start kneading with their feet, it's a sign that, like, that they consider you to be, like, this is their ultimate bliss, right? And so this is what she gets into this state when whenever I do a reading. She'll come flying in here and she wants to be in the energy. It's really funny, actually. She takes her job very seriously. But like, so that, yeah, so this is talking about possibly some new love coming into your life. Now, this is the King of Cups, so maybe the King of Cups sent his apprentice here to offer this cup of love. So this is a much more mature version of the love coming in. You know, the King of Cups is the most available of all the kings for love. He is emotionally available because he's learned to control his emotions. He is out here on his throne in the middle of all this chaotic water. It's representing volatile emotions and chaos. And he wants to offer this cup of love. And maybe when, you know, this is representing someone that you've known since you were a child that has always had his eye on you. But you know, maybe you went off on different, you know, journeys, going to college or university, and you know how life is. And then you met again, and now he's like, wow, like you know, you have matured. That kind of energy. And so now it's this energy of a more mature offer. So this King of Cups is waiting for the perfect opportunity to deliver his cup of love. I hope he hasn't waited like all these years. It takes him a while to decide, I guess. But no, I think what it is that you may have bumped into this person and you haven't seen each other for a very long time, and just hit it off maybe. But he is, and maybe he's been waiting. Maybe he heard that you're in some sort of position where you might be leaving where you're at or whatever, and you might be available to be in a relationship. So he's, yes, I'm on it. That's the kind of energy. And then we have the Page of Wands. So this energy is talking about being very passionate about this too. So whatever this energy is here, you know, you look at the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is a young man that is, you know, under the age of 21 energy, a masculine energy. And he's got a feather in his cap. He loves to travel and meet new people, and he, you know, just be young and free and available to explore all the mysteries in life. That's represented by the pyramids here. His element is the wand. It's made of wood, and he is, as you can see, very, very focused on his wand. So the thing about the Page of Wands, his information when it comes in, you have to take it with a grain of salt, because as you can see, he's very focused on his wand, and he sometimes is thinking, quite often actually, is thinking with his little head all about passion. And so here we have the Three of Wands. Now, this energy can represent someone who's standing on the precipice of either deciding to become a couple, or if they're in a couple, let go of being a couple and go single. So it would depend on, in this case, it would be like this king deciding that he would like to ask, you know, maybe even wants to ask your hand in marriage, kind of like a real strong commitment, and is deciding to move forward with that goal. That could be the energy after running into you. He doesn't want to let you go this time. This is about expanding your horizons. It's talking about your ships coming sailing in. This actually is water. It looks like it might be sand, but it's just because the sun is shining on it, you know, and it's causing it to turn golden. And so this is talking about him thinking, I think I'm going to hop on one of those ships and go expand my horizons, and I'm going to ask this person to come along with me. And so this could be you or the other way around. And this is, yes, and then because they want ultimate fulfillment, and they see that ultimate fulfillment with you. So this is talking, 10 of Cups is the most cups that you can have in the Oracle, or in the Tarot. And so the Tarot, the 10 of Cups is representing having the, you know, loving your partner, loving your children, loving your home and your community, loving your career, and loving the people you work with, and loving your clients. you know, the neighbors, just really enjoying the country. Just life is a perfectly imperfect world. This is total fulfillment, as fulfilling as it can be. So that's the energy of the internal forces. I'm just going to go through them here for you. So this is how you're identifying with yourself right now. Someone has met you. You have bumped into someone, I feel, that you haven't seen since childhood, possibly, and you guys maybe hit it off, and now he has his eye on you, and maybe you have your eye on him. And this is, let's go on a date. And then this is, hey, we've been on a date. But like, I really, really like you. I would like to ask you, you know, let's make this more serious commitment. That's the kind of energy that we're in here. But this is talking about your abundance and your self-worth. So you understand there's plenty of fish in the sea, but you also understand this king has his eye on you and only you. So it's kind of, and of all the kings, the King of Cups is the most steady in love. And so this is also about your communication in early life. So I do feel this is someone that you have met, like that you knew maybe even as early as elementary school. And then we have your emotional foundation here. So this is talking about feeling like a young kid again, basically, that kind of energy. Feeling, it's not so much an age as it's a feeling of passion and excitement and can't wait to see each other and that kind of energy. This is talking about moving forward, creativity or romance, and if you plan to have children, and it's kind of that energy that maybe you're thinking, hey, this is the person that I would like to do this with. And this is your health and your daily routines and habits. So it's talking about, you know, it would make, you're changing up your world to be able to get into this energy. And of course, if you are planning to get married and have children, it's going to change your daily routine for sure. All right, so this is the internal forces. And so all feels like really strong energy. I don't know what you have to stand on your conviction. There's an energy here of wanting to move forward with this. So we'll see if maybe there's some external forces that are interrupting this. You can tell, like, if you're asking, if you have internal forces within you, saying, I don't know, like, what if this happens, or what if he's not who he says he is, or that kind of energy. You can look at it, you know, the what ifs are internal forces, and those you have control over, so you can, you know, address them one at a time. Sometimes this reconciliation card can actually mean reconciliation within yourself of your childhood. And so there might be something stopping you just in general in life from wanting to make those kinds of commitments. So, you know, that can bring up the what ifs. We also have here the Three of Pentacles as an external force. So the Three of Pentacles is representing that you are being noticed because you have mastered your skill set. So this is talking about being at a time in your life where you've been going to university and you got your degree, and now you've gotten your master's or something like that. And people are noticing and they're wanting to employ you, or, you know, that kind of energy, collaborate with you. This could represent someone that you've been working and you have a trade, and now you have your, you're not a journeyman anymore. Now you have your ticket, and you have, you know, you have the ability to move forward, and you could start your own business or do whatever you want with that. This can represent someone who has like very special qualities of, you know, being scouted for pro sports. Someone who has a beautiful voice and is being record producers want to have you come in and work with them. This could represent having the, you know, being an actor or an actress and finally getting that big role. It's that kind of energy. It's being recognized. It's being very, very good at what you do. So that's the good news. You're being noticed. People want to collaborate with you. This card says, though, be very careful who you collaborate with at this time, because You have to make sure you're in alignment with their goals and they're in alignment with yours. Sometimes, if you'll hear it in the history of the world over and over again of really talented young people, in particular in the entertainment industry, who end up signing contracts and agreements that end up not being fair, and they get breadcrumbed while everybody else makes money off of them. And so this card can sometimes represent secret societies, because this is a stonemason doing sculpture, and that's what they're interested in. You notice they have plans in their hand already here. And so this is their plans. And the problem with this energy, if the secret society energy, is implying, of course, that the needs of their group are way more dominant than your needs as a individual. And so when you sign up with secret societies, there's all sorts of other things you're signing up for that you may or may not be aware of, and it may not be in alignment with your path here. So this is talking about being really careful, that you check any contracts over really, really well, and you know what you're getting into. We have, what else do we have? Yes, this is the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is talking about something that you've always wished for. And this is in the position of your commitment, marriage, and ultimate fulfillment. But this is what you already have. And now this could be saying you had it all except for one of these cups here. And that might have had to do with your career. And now, on top of everything else, besides your love life, your career is coming into alignment. And it's this is talking about how wishing for something, like something you've always wished for. You're highly favored to receive it, because we see this card here. But the energy is saying that you have to stay in the game. You have to stay focused. You have to be really sure of what you want. Again, it's a warning here. Be very careful who you collaborate with, who you sign up with, what contracts you sign, because it could make it challenging to move forward in this energy that you want to be in. But this card could also represent that this is the person that can perfectly put you in this position. So just being aware of what you're doing. This is actually the position of commitment, marriage, and significant partnerships here. And then we have the Ace of Cups. So that's confirming that this is a transition. This is your position of transition. So it's talking about this person is designated for you by the universe and by God. And you look at this energy here. This is a divine partner being sent to you. This is a dove representing a peaceful existence with someone and overflowing love. So it's just constantly flowing. And so this is like an everlasting love, and it's something you've been destined for. This person was handpicked by God and the universe to come into your life right now so that you could have, ultimate fulfillment in a perfectly imperfect world. And then we have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords energy is talking about, like if you're making this transition, it's talking about your higher learning. So the Queen of Swords is someone who has been there, done that, bought the t-shirt kind of energy. So she is very discerning, and she doesn't want to put up with any bullshit. She has her right hand up, and it's saying she's willing to use this sword, but at the same time she has her left hand out saying, I'm willing to accept this love, but they better come in correct. Like this energy better be on the up and up here. I'm not interested in this kind of energy. I'm very clear. You see her head is out of the clouds here, and she's totally aware of where she wants to go, who she wants to invest her time with, and who she doesn't. It's that kind of energy. So with the Queen, this is saying that if you're the person that's asking this person to be in your life, you better be on the up and up, and you better have your, be who you say you are. Because if she sniffs it out that you're not, off with your head. There we go. And we've got the, this is the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is representing someone who's kind of looking at their pentacles here. And they're thinking, wow, like I put all this energy, my time, my money, my energy into this project, into whatever this is they're thinking of here. And this is an external force. So this is the person, again, this would be the Queen of Swords energy, basically. And I seem to be missing, like I didn't get what I thought I was going to get out of the situation. And I'm wondering, like, should I keep moving forward with this? Or should I just move forward into a different way? And so this might be the position that the person you want to join you in your life is in. And it could be because they signed up with something already and they're having trouble getting out of it, or think like we'll keep going here to see if this is a divine gift from God. This person is would be representing someone that is meant to be a strong partner for you. This is after being sabotaged. Okay, so the energy here is talking about this energy. I feel like maybe at some point either you or the person that you're asking to come forward, and because I'm reading for you and this is your internal forces, I feel that you ran into this person, and you could be the King of Cups or they could be asking you out, one way or the other. So just take it how it works for you. And this is talking about having been sabotaged in the past. And either one of you, and in this energy of being stabbed in the back, left for unalive, like really down, like really, really taken down kind of energy. So this is someone that really has been through it. And there was a lot of energy and thought put into taking this person down and having them be in this energy, in this colder energy, rather than like this is an energy of calculated, the swords represent thoughts. And this is a calculated effort over possibly a decade. It could be someone sabotaging you 10 times. It could be 10 people or a group, 10 groups of people, depending on the amount of energy. But this hand here is in the shape of a blessing. And this is the same hand shape that the Hierophant has. And the Hierophant is responsible for bringing traditional structure, such as law and order, down to from the spiritual to the physical. So this card sometimes represents this end of this cycle of energy, moving on, because you know what you know now, and you've considered, okay, what is my next action? And my next action is leaving this energy and moving forward with this. But this is, the energy is of someone that has been there, done that, and they don't want to play any games here. And so that's okay, because I don't think you do either. So let's keep going here and see what's going on. Okay, so this is taking a lot of courage. And so for someone to be able to, someone has to dig very deep here to be able to get out of this situation. It's been really challenging, but I feel that they have done so. And this is the problem, like if you get, like at the time it might have seemed like it was perfect, but then you run into this person and you're like, damn, I just said I would stay in this location for, the next 10 years, and I don't want to now. I want to go off, and maybe this new person coming in, or, from your past, is living on an island somewhere, like that's, well, a beautiful island with good vibes and that kind of energy. At this time, we have all that energy from the files coming out as I'm reading this, so it was a wrong choice of words. But this is talking about digging deep into, but that came up for a reason, didn't it? So it's about possibly in the past, when you were younger, one of you or both of you have been in that position where you were really like put in this position, and it's taken a lot to get back up on your feet, a lot of courage to face your fears, to be able to make a commitment again, to be able to move forward. And this is kind of like that Gemini energy, isn't it? Because it's like talking about seeing both sides of love, basically. But this one is talking about, you know, if you have the courage to be able to have another go at it. It looks like one of you or the other has been in a position where you were really hurt by someone that you thought loved you, and they actually turned out to be someone that didn't. But this is coming in from the divine. So this is, and this energy right here, this may not be someone from your past. It may be that you have to face your past to be able to have the courage to dig really deep within yourself, to face your fears about this or miss out on this opportunity. That could be it. That's kind of like, because I was wondering, okay, you already have this, like this is something you have here already, but your internal forces are not sure of it, because in the past you thought you were with someone that you had this with before, something that you thought it was everything that you wished for, and it turned out to be you were sabotaged, and all the work you put into the relationship, it was kind of like, you know, it was a waste of your time, basically, and it was very serious. It wasn't just kind of like you were in this relationship for a short time and it didn't work out. It was something way bigger than that, and it set you back financially. It set you back in your career, you know, and this card is in blessings and from friends and family and etc. So there is a lot of energy there, so whatever happened. But so this is saying that you have decided, yes, I'm going to, if I can't have faith in myself, in my choice, I will have faith in God's choice. That's the energy. And so this is about this young woman is digging deep into this lion's mouth. The lion is a mature lion. This is a very dangerous thing to do, but she is facing her fears, and the lion is submissive because he can see that, like, she means business. And this allows her to move forward then with infinite potential. This is talking a lot, I feel, about reconciling your childhood or something that happened earlier in your life when you thought you were in love and then it turned out not to be what you thought it was. So this is really good energy if you've healed that energy and now you're ready to move forward. You've given it a lot of thought, and now that you know what you know you're in this energy of the Queen of Swords. And this is a good energy because it's about discernment, but you don't want to stay there and be just really like a cold fish, you know. Okay, well, you could admire me from afar. That wouldn't be very much fun. So I hope that this has helped you, Gemini. If you are getting off here and you feel like, okay, this really gave me all the clarity I need, thank you for your time and energy, and consider giving this a like and comment. It does give me a little bit of help on my channel. I really do appreciate it. Also, you're always welcome to subscribe. I'd be honored if you did so. I'm going to clarify now for those of you who wish for further clarity. And I'm using my Oracle, Tales from the Vector, Tails. And this is something I started back in 2007. I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com. On that website, I have a gallery, and it's all these paintings of this Oracle. There's 64 of them. I started in 2007. In 2020, I completed the last painting. They're really big paintings of dragons from the future, and crystals and angels and all sorts of energy in them. And I am now working towards bringing the actual deck out, but I'm working on the information, the book that goes with it. So I'm playing with the cards a bit so I can get an idea of how they are in action. And in the description box below, I will list them in the order that they appear. The numbers on these cards represent the numbers of the paintings in my gallery. And the information will be in the description box below. So if you want to check them out, they say a picture paints 1,000 words, so we'll see if that gives you further clarity, if that's what you're wanting. So we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is turning, now that you know what you want, like you are, and you're willing to go for it. I feel like this is this energy. It takes a lot of bravery if you've been through a really challenging situation, especially when it involves being vulnerable with your heart again. And so this is congratulations, the Wheel of Fortune, because of your work that you've done on yourself. The Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. And, you know, you're moving into this energy of the love that you want. This is talking about guiding star energy. So this is using your intuition, and that's exactly what the Hangman does. So using a combination of your intuition and your logic to come to the choices that you want to come to, and making sure that, you know, you have, before you take action, that you're strong to what you're doing. Then you'll be on a foolhardy journey. This represents the Fool energy. This is talking about anticipating your upcoming journey. The cycle that you're on, because you've done the work here and you're in your heart. Like it's your destined path, it's your destiny. God is sending this person directly through the universe because there's someone that will be a companion that has everlasting love for you, that will bring peace to your life rather than this horrible energy here. And it's saying the universe and God are conspiring to bring this to you because you deserve it. The Aquarius energy is talking about, you know, we just had the new moon in Aquarius on the 17th of February, and that was about, Aquarius energy is basically about this group energy, as I said, as opposed to the individual. And so it's working through a lot of that, and perhaps you did quite a bit of work on that. We also have a new moon coming up, and it will be on March 18th, and this one is in Pisces. And so this energy is talking about being a little bit more, you know, committing to your personal goals, which is this energy here, and being willing to accept imperfections in others and in yourself, like not expecting in a perfectly imperfect world you can have the ultimate happiness, but you know, the world is not a perfect place. You may have noticed that. And this is talking about, you know, your creativity level will be really high. Plus, we just had the full moon on the 3rd, and that one was in Virgo, and it was very much, and maybe you really got into this energy because that Virgo full moon there was an eclipse there at the same time, and it was a Virgo full moon, and Virgo is all about getting everything in order in your domestic life, like wanting to be able to have your domestic life support your work life. And so it looks like you did a lot of really good work here. If you want to know more about the eclipse season, because it has quite a profound effect on us, and it's with us for 6 months, you know, generally that energy, and it can affect some really profound change. At this time, there's a lot, this part of the month is a little bit eased off from the beginning of the month. There was a lot of astrological influences at the end of February and the beginning of March. We had the Chinese New Year, the year of the horse energy, coming in on the 17th at the same time as this Aquarius new moon. We had, you know, the 2 eclipses 2 weeks apart, which is really profound energy. A lot of planets right now are moving into the sign of Aries. Neptune and Saturn have joined each other in Aries after being, you know, like this, and like Neptune had been in the sign of Pisces for 14 years. And just moved like before the end of the month here into the sign of Aries, and then Saturn shortly after, which is all about responsibility, joined Neptune, and now we also have Venus is entered the sign of Aries on March 6th. So this is causing it's being more assertive in love matters. And so all of that energy may have been playing out for you. If you want to know more about that, those eclipses, you can go to my channel, and in my playlist New Moon, Full Moon, you'll find that there. I'm also going to be doing after this a bonus reading for the moon coming up on the 18th, and so if you're interested in that, when the horoscope signs come up, I just want you to be aware that I'm not saying, oh, it's an Aquarius that did this or that. I'm not talking about the individual energy. I'm talking about the state of being of the sign when it's at its strongest and at its weakest, so that we can gain information from it. We all have a little bit of every sign in us, and every planet rules us at some point in our birth chart. So this energy, we can really learn a lot from it. And so the Uranus rules the planet of the planet of Uranus rules the sign of Aquarius, and this energy is very like observational, like it's about experimenting in life and being able to take small experiments and observe, okay, did that work for me? And if it did work for you, doubling up on that and saying, hey, that's really working for me, I'm going to continue moving forward in that way. And if it didn't work, not getting all upset and feeling like, oh, I have to fix it, but just letting it go and saying, okay, that didn't work, I don't need to do that anymore. So that's the energy of Aquarius coming in. And we also have the Aries, and this is what we're talking about, all these planets right now that are all ending up in the sign of Aries. And the Aries is the infant of the zodiac. So the Aries energy is like a newborn baby, having to learn how to do everything all over again. Neptune, for example, is affects our idealism. Like, how do we approach life? How do we approach people? Is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? Is it more dreamy, or is it more serious? And Neptune has been was in the sign of Pisces for 14 years. So it just moved into the sign of Aries. And so people are now feeling that, like we see that right now in the news with the files coming out, and all of a sudden we have this war happening, and it's kind of like having to really look at the world from a different perspective from how we have in the last 14 years. And that, the Pisces energy is the very last sign in the zodiac, and it's about the senior executive energy, and now that idealism has moved into Aries. This is a newborn infant, crying for attention and being very loud and rowdy. If you've ever had a newborn infant, it's amazing how something that tiny can rule the house. It's that kind of energy, having to kind of learn how to adapt and do things in a different way. We also have the Leo energy coming in here. So the Leo energy is talking about leadership, and it's talking about this exuberance of, being in this masculine energy of wanting adventure, wanting to do things that are new, exploring and being excited about it, not being frightened by it, that kind of energy. And this is ruled by the sun. So the sun represents God's energy. So this is having the confidence to be able to move forward and be, first and foremost, your own leader, standing up for what you want, as well as standing up for others eventually. When you're brave enough to do it for yourself, it makes you brave enough to do it for others. We have the Earth Star energy, so this is talking about manifestation and moving forward, like making shift happen in your own life because you want it and you're willing to take the risks and move forward. They're calculated risks, and you're there, you're in. And there we have the moon energy coming in again. So it's saying like that this energy is very significant. And also in this retrograde of Mercury energy, the retrograde ends on the 20th of March, but so communication starts getting smoother. But on the 23rd, it's a very special day for Mercury, because Mercury joins the North Node energy, and the North Node represents your destined path, where you want to be. And a lot of clarity could come on the 23rd, on that one day. It's just there for a short time. And so that's something to kind of look at and remember. This is talking about having a blind spot when it comes to life. Sometimes scotomas are when there's an imperfection in your eye, and so it doesn't see that well in a certain spot. And usually we don't notice it that much, because if it's not in a real important part of the eye, it's just there's so many pixels in an image, basically. But this is talking about in life, it can be talking about not knowing all the facts, like others knowing something that you don't know. Everybody else can see it, but you can't. Or you can see something and no one else can see it. That kind of energy. So it's talking in the past. The reason you got in this position is not seeing the whole picture. And this is something that you want to be very careful with right now in this eclipse energy, is recognizing that eclipses have a tendency to have us hyper-focus on a weak area of our life so we can straighten it out. And doing a really good job of that. But you really want to realize that when you're in that energy, then you have to take a step back, like the Hangman here, and look at the overall picture. Because when we get hyper-focused on one area of life, we may lose focus of the rest. That's what the scotoma energy is a warning of. And so this is talking about the adolescent energy of Cancer. And so the Cancer is ruled by the moon. This is talking about having a lot of emotion. And interestingly, this is saying, would you rather be engaged or entrenched in your emotions? So this can be very much, and again, it's sitting on this moon energy. It's saying very much like me, perhaps you'd rather be engaged, like to be married. It's right in your marriage and commitment than entrenched in old emotions that are holding you back from what you want. That's pretty funny. And we have, yes, expectations create limitations. So this is saying that in your past relationship, you had certain expectations of this person, and expectations will always create limitations. You had expectations of yourself and expectations that they were 100% on the up and up, and I'm getting they weren't. There were things that you actually couldn't see, and that's because love is blind. So that's why sometimes when God comes in and chooses someone for us, like it's like a yay, because God's not going to send you a dud. And this is attachment. So yeah, if we become attached to something and we're not able to let go, and we don't use our discernment, and we hang on to something that's not benefiting of us, then we get tangled up in that web. And so the saying on this one is, what's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine. And I'm feeling that this past relationship that you were in, not with this person, but in the relationship where you ended up like this energy was, it was all about, they were attached to something about you that they wanted from you. And that could have been your pentacles. Maybe you're, you're someone that is very highly blessed for sure. And so they were attracted to that energy. And, if you get so attached to something, then you tend to hang on to it past its expiry date. We have the Pisces energy coming in. I feel this is again talking about that idealistic nature, and recognizing the new moon coming up is in the sign of Pisces. So it's going to bring that energy back where you're not always like feeling like, oh, I'm going to get sabotaged all the time, and really working on that vulnerability and allowing your heart to reopen to love, and this is talking about surrendering. So this can be not to these people, but surrendering to God to help you heal this situation is basically, it's cold in here, must be something in the atmosphere. This is talking these people, this person that you were in the relationship with, possibly from the past, that you ended up like this, the situation that you were in. Those people didn't care about your feelings. They only cared about what they could get from you. And that's a hard lesson to learn. But this is the card of transition and rebirth. So this is saying that that energy is over and you're moving into the new. And this is also talking about not just on a physical level, but also on a spiritual level. So this is going to be very satisfying for you. I love to see this for you, Gemini. This is awesome energy. I do hope you've enjoyed this reading. Please give it a like and a comment if you have. It does help me to build my channel, and I really appreciate it. Consider subscribing to my channel. I would be honored if you did so. And I will be back, as promised, with that reading, the bonus reading for the new moon coming up on the 18th of March. Bye for now. Sorry, little kitty, I have to wake you up. Oh my goodness. You were having such a good sleep.